Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams here and welcome back to our YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through how to set up your digital product using Kartra. And really, I just want to show you guys how simple and easy it is to kind of get up and running, whether you're selling a course, whether you're selling consulting or some other type of service, how simple and easy it is to kind of get that set up inside of Kartra so that way you can get activated, get online, start accepting payments, and really just get your business launched quickly and easily, and really start selling your products and services. And for those of you guys that aren't already using Kartra and you want to give it a try, there is a link below this video that you can click for a $1 14-day trial to this powerful software. And there'll be additional links below this video as well. We've made an entire training series to literally take you by the hand and show you step by step how to set up an entire automated sales funnel using Kartra. So if you want to be able to follow along with those videos, make sure to click the link below this video, sign yourself up for that free trial of Kartra so that way you can follow along and build out your own sales funnel for your business. But in this part of the series, we're going to show you how to make your digital product. And so what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here, and on the left, we go to My Products, okay? And I'm already here, so I click it anyway, okay? And we're going to go ahead and click the pulsating product plus over here, and we're going to start creating our product. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be offering, and again, this is just a test product, so we're going to name this Test Consulting, okay? So let's say you're a consultant, you're offering consulting packages, okay? And this is gonna be a main product. You have the ability to create what's called an upsell or a downsell product. So let's say they don't buy your main product, but you wanna offer them a downsell. Okay, maybe they do buy your main product and you want to offer them the ability to add something to their order. So you do have the ability to do that. We'll talk about that in future videos. So, but for now, we just want to get started. We're going to create a test consulting product as a main product that you're going to offer to your clients and to your leads. So go ahead and let's click next here. And now there's a series of prompts that we're going to follow to essentially create this product. And again, it's all very, very step-by-step and very, very simple. Now, again, for our internal name, we're just going to, and you just go down and fill out this form here. So again, we're just calling it Test Consulting. The official name is going to be Test Consulting Product, okay? And the description of this, okay, and this would be where you describe what the product is. So maybe it's a, a 1 hour strategy session with me to help you with your business, okay? Something like that. So depending on, again, whatever it is you're offering, whatever it is you're gonna be talking about on the call, you put that in the description right there. You do have the ability to make it public, okay? Kartra has its own marketplace for those that are creating products inside of Kartra, and you can make this product available to that marketplace so that way they could search it. If somebody was looking for a 1 hour strategy session to help with their business, they'd be able to find your product. But again, this is a test product, so we're gonna leave it as keep it private, and we're gonna click save. The next part is to select your payment processing. And again, in a previous video, we showed you how to set up your PayPal and get it integrated with Kartra. We also showed you how to set up Stripe and get that integrated with Kartra. So either way, when you're building out your product, you want to have those steps done first, so that way you don't have to backtrack. Okay, a lot of folks will jump into this, they're like, okay, I want to build my product first things first. They'll see it as the first thing on the list over here. It's like, all right, I want to build up my product. But again, you always want to begin with the end in mind. So in a previous video, and again, that link will be below this video, we showed you exactly how to set up your payment gateways so that way you can start accepting payments using Kartra. But we've already set that up. And let's say we want to go ahead and use PayPal for this one. And so now you can select the account, okay, and again, we've already set this up. And then we can click Save. Okay, if I wanted to use my Stripe account, I would click Credit Card here. And then I could select the Stripe logo with my Stripe code, and I could select that, and now they could use Stripe or use a regular credit card without a PayPal account to go ahead and pay. So again, we've already set these up in previous videos. Check those out if you need help step by step. We're gonna go ahead and click save here. We wanna be able to use both, okay? And then we'll go save and next. And now we're gonna get into the pricing. Okay, so again, depending on your product, this is where you'd set up. If this is a one-time payment, if this is a recurring payment, if there's installments, okay? And for this is just gonna be a one-off, consulting session where they're gonna pay one time for one consulting session just to make it simple. Okay, and again, so pricing description, okay, this is a one-time payment. Okay, and how much are you charging for this one-time payment? We're gonna charge $147, okay, for consulting, okay? And now again, if this is you have some flexibility here. If you have like an initial payment, you could have a smaller amount, and then if they're gonna make another payment to you, if it's recurring, then that payment is maybe larger. So maybe it's $149 for the first one, or I'm sorry, $147 for the first one, and then you want $299 for the next payment. You can set that up so that way when your lead buys the first one, they get this price, but then when they get the next call, it goes back to the regular price. Okay, so that's what this enable initial payment thing is all about. But again, for our scenario, just to keep it simple, we're just doing a one-off, one-time payment, $147 for this consulting call with you. We're gonna go ahead and click save. Okay, so this is also where you're gonna designate if there's any shipping costs, if there's sales tax, and also if you have a refund policy. And since we're right here, we're talking about a consulting call, there's no shipping to that. You're just gonna get on the phone with them. If you have to collect sales tax, you could change, you could add that here. And then also you could have a refund policy if you wanna have one. Again, depending on your product, you may want to have a refund policy. If we're talking about consulting calls, well, if they booked a call and then you show up for that call, they're paying you for that time block. And if you show up, there's not going to be any refunds for that. So I'd put no refunds if you're offering consulting, except for any type of extenuating circumstances. Okay. And then we go ahead and click save and next. Okay, this next part is where it's going to ask for the content. So it's going to ask you, what is your product's main sales page? And this is where you're going to want to have the page where you're actually describing your product or describing your service already done and made. So that way you can enter that information here. And then also you're going to want to have a thank you page set up to where once they go ahead and purchase your product, the page that it's going to send them to after they make the purchase. Okay, and again, we've already built out a couple of pages. We've already built a landing page and a thank you page in a previous video. Again, that link is below this video if you need some help with that step by step. For now, I'm just gonna put in Google, okay? Okay, just so we can proceed, and I'll leave the thank you page as Google. But again, you'd wanna have these, again, thinking of having the end in mind, you're gonna wanna have these pages set up before you go through the product creation process. Okay, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and save, and I'm gonna save. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and click next. And this is where we're going to talk about the checkout experience, okay? And so you have the ability to use what's called a Kartra hosted checkout page. And this is where, again, it's really, really cool. It's a page that looks kind of like this right over here. And I can click right here and it'll give me an example page. You can put your logo on here. It'll describe your product right here. If there's sales tax, so the total amount they're gonna pay, and then they can fill in their billing information. So there's a full-on page. You can actually have an overlay pop-up on your website. So on your page, they click the button and this little overlay pops up. Okay, so they stay on your page or your product page, they click the button to go ahead and buy it, and this little overlay just pops up. So you have that option as well. That's really popular right now. Okay, or you can also embed this into a form. You could add a custom design to it if you're all fancy, you could do that. Okay, and you could also change the template, change the color of the button, things like that right here. Okay, so for now we're just going to use a Kartra hosted checkout page. Actually, no, let's leave it on the overlay pop-up. They click the button and this just pops up so you can quickly and easily collect the payment. They don't leave the page or anything. Let's use that. Let's go ahead and click save right here. Okay. Now, this is where you're also going to select your checkout page fields. And again, the less is better, right? I mean, if you don't need to collect all this information, don't select it. But mainly you're going to want to collect their name, their email, and then their country and state. Okay, those are by default. If you want a phone number in there, you can just check mark that right there. Click save. Okay, if you want an express checkout, you could have an express checkout experience set up right here. Again, we're going to leave that blank. Also, you could add a tag. Okay, so let's say they clicked this, or one of your leads clicked this, and you wanted to add a tag that they went to buy, but then they didn't buy for some reason. They didn't actually follow through with the process. You could actually set it up right here to where it'll actually tag them, to where it's like, so that way you know, hey, this person clicked on to buy your consulting, but then they didn't pull the trigger. And perhaps you want to set up an email sequence that goes out to that person, encouraging them to go back to the page and then go ahead and follow through with it. This is where you'd set that up. Okay, for now we're going to leave the checkout language as English. And then here's where you'll set up the mandatory billing agreement. Okay, you do want people to checkmark this as becoming part of compliance. And so what this looks like is you're going to change this to where it says yes to get them to agree. And what it looks like is when they go ahead and click, they want to buy it, they have to check mark a little box agreeing to your billing terms. And so you would put those terms in right here. So you could put in like, I agree to the billing terms, okay? And then as they hover over that, you can change it and let them know what the terms are, okay? So this is a one-time consulting call for $147. No refunds. And I like to be clear with people. So no refunds except for extenuating circumstances, okay? And so those would be the billing terms. And then we can save that. Let's scroll back up here and save. And this would be where you could add a bump offer. And again, we haven't created another product to add as a bump offer. But once you do, and if you are in a position where, let's say you have consulting, but then you also have a course that you might want to sell, maybe you do want to use that as a bump offer that they could just add to the cart. Okay, and this would be where you'd add that. For now, we don't have it available, so we're going to go ahead and click Save and Next. Now, this is now post-sale. This is where, what is it you want to have happen once they've actually made the purchase? Now, you have the ability to add them to a list. So you could change and you could add a list here. So perhaps you want to have a list for your paid consulting clients that you want to add them to. This is where you'd want to do that. And, and again, if you have a main list for your website, you could have that. And, they're already going to be on that list potentially. But if not, you can make sure that they are added to that list here. Okay, and we already set this list up previously. Because again, what I like to do for my businesses is for each website or for each business, I'll have one list and then I use tagging for the rest. So let's add a tag here. Okay, so let's click, here's tag your customer. So once they've made the purchase, yes, I would like to tag them. Okay, and at what price point? We only set up one price point for this. Okay. Alpha automation. And from there, we want to create a new tag. And let's name this tag, paid consulting clients. Okay, so they paid you for a phone call. They paid you for some of your time. Okay, we'll add that to our alpha automation little bundle of tags that we've set up. Okay, that's what the categories are all about. And so now we can add that tag. So now, once they've made the purchase, they will receive this new tag. So that way you know that they are a paid consulting client. And then whenever you want to email them, you could set up a sequence that's then triggered by that tag. So that way you're sending out a different email sequence for people that have actually paid you for your consulting. Okay, and you can have that, now that's done. And then from there, depending on what it is they purchased from you, perhaps it was access to a membership site. And again, you can set up a membership site inside of Kartra. We'll do that in a separate video, okay? But you would be able to give them access to that right here. Perhaps it's a different website that you have a membership to that you want to give them access to. Perhaps it's a downloadable file. And perhaps there's no digital product link. Maybe there's no product for them to download or anything like that, and they're just going to be going to, in this situation, we're using one-on-one consulting, so perhaps they're just going to a page where there's a calendar to where they can book a call with you. So no need for an access page here, so we can click Save and leave that. Advanced automations, if you wanted to set up any type of advanced automations, anything to add to your lead scoring. And again, we've talked about lead scoring in other videos where when somebody opens your emails and want to give them points, so that way inside of your CRM, you can see which of your leads have a lot of points. Because the people that are going to be engaging with your emails, buying your products, buying your services, again, you're going to want to treat those leads differently than those that are not engaging with your emails and not buying your products. Okay, so either way, this is where you'd want to set that up. But for now, we're going to leave that blank. We're going to click Save and Next. And then inside of here, for affiliates, if you wanted to have affiliates, or if you do have affiliates for your product, this is where you could set up that particular program. You know, how much you want to pay your affiliates. Are affiliates allowed to sell this program? And if so, how much are you going to pay them? Are they going to get a percentage? Okay, let me just show you. Okay, let's activate the affiliate program. And this would be where you could set that up. Okay, and you could set up different tiers if you wanted to. You could set it up where they get a percentage of this one-time payment. They get a fixed amount of this one-time payment, okay? And if they have JV brokers selling it, you know, how much do they get? So again, if you wanted to use affiliates, this is where you'd set that up, okay? For now, we're gonna use no affiliate program. Okay, click Save. And from there, you know, let's say you wanted to just pay your affiliates based on them opting in, or you had a certain form set up where, you know, if affiliates sends them to your opt-in page, you can actually pay affiliates for having leads simply opt in. And if you wanted that, you could set that up right here. For now, we're going to leave it as a no. Okay. And from there, save and exit. And from there, that's it. Okay. So this product is officially set up. And so now we have our test consulting product now available. And how you would use it. Okay, again, you'd want to have a page already set up for your product to sell your product. Perhaps you're going to have like a video page there where you're talking about your consulting and what you do on the call, you know, things like that, you know, whatever your product is. But you would want to have a product page set up to sell your product. And once you do, okay, and this is the one that we used for the free ebook. So let me go ahead and clone this. Okay, and we'll just use this as an example. Okay, so this is the test consulting. So test consulting. Okay. And we're just going to use this as a quick example. Okay, and again, so this is the page that we had set up in a previous video for our ebook. And so all you would do is you would change it all, you know, make sure that it's talking about your consulting in this situation. And then from there, how to offer it, how to make it available is you would just put it on the button. So let's click the edit here. Okay, click the pencil. And from the list, okay, right now, again, this one's going to an ebook. Again, you want to change it. You want to configure this to where it's talking about your product. But once you click the button, go over here to link, okay? And instead of it loading up this opt-in form, you're going to have it pop a product checkout page, okay? And then it's going to ask you a few questions. So it's going to say, okay, which product funnel? We're talking about our test consulting. And it's going to ask us which product, and it's going to be we only have one product, which is our test consulting. Which price point? Again, we only set up one price point. Okay, it gives you a lot of options here. And then you have the chance here as well to choose whether you want it to be the overlay pop-up or if you want it to actually go to a full-on checkout page where they leave this page and go to a checkout page. So we're going to use the overlay, and I'm going to click apply, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, again, you would want to change all this to make sure it's talking about your product, talking about your consulting. But we're just using this as an example just to show you how it works. I'm going to click Save Progress here. Okay, and then I'm going to click Publish Live. Okay, so that way we can test it and see if this button works and brings us to the ability to purchase your consulting. Okay, so here's our page link, and I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to stick it here, hit enter. And so again, it's talking about the ebook still, okay, but this is the page that we use to set up our product. And we'll know that when we click this button right here, we're going to see a secure server. It's going to load up the overlay, so that way they can go ahead and purchase our consulting. okay? And once they click continue here, it'll bring them to billing to where they can fill in their info to go ahead and make the purchase, okay? They click continue, and now, and like we set up on the product, they have the ability to run a credit card right here using our Stripe account, or if they prefer PayPal, okay, it gives them the ability to use PayPal to pay you. Okay, but let's say they wanted to just use their credit card, they'd fill in all their info. And then down here, remember the billing terms that we set up? We want to make it mandatory. Again, it's becoming an issue of compliance on a lot of different networks that they agree to your billing terms. That way people are very, very clear on your billing terms before they make the purchase. So I like to just use it all the time. And so, once they fill out their credit card info, before they can actually click to buy, they got to check mark this button saying I agree to the billing terms. You hover over it and it brings up, here's what your terms are. So pretty straightforward. Once they check mark this, now they can actually submit the payment, okay? So everything worked, okay? So we were able to go ahead and set up our product. We were able to add this product to a page, and we were able to activate the ability to purchase the product by clicking that button, okay? That was right here. And so everything worked, and from there, once the purchase is made, it would then bring them to the thank you page or the success page for your product. And for this scenario, it might just bring them to an online calendar so that way they can book a call with you because we're offering a one-on-one consulting call here. But again, if you had a product download page or if you had a membership website that they were actually paying for, you would have that page set up inside of your product. So there you go, guys. That is how easy it is to set up a digital product using Kartra. So hopefully you guys found value in this step-by-step walkthrough. If you did, make sure to give this video a comment, give it a like below, and I will see you in the next video.